E moai whatara whātu lau tau pa ia ma lau tau mamalu Samoa, o Samoa mamau, ma Samoa e lata mai. O le neitu la fiafi, ua whata si mai le tua whawhine ia ana meni. O ia lea o lo whawhengai i le tauvanga o le sa ilia i nei tonu o le pule nuu i le ai o Carson. O lea la ua mafuta mai le neitu la fiafi, ina ia whalau i lo atu i ate oe Samoa, le ta maita i mua mua, Samoa, ua tau vā i le tōwhinga to tonu o whaipule i le malo o Carson. O lea i le nganga fia ma le nganga whae e tia, wa iai foi o se sui o Samoa ai maise lava le tū pauta mai ta i mua, wa ia la asia le nei tūlanga, e sili atu lona tāua, e le ngata i leo langa o Samoa i te tonu i Carson o Long Beach po whewho le sili lo iai. Ia manatua, lo tātou sui mua lea wālu te tonu o le sui tau wā i le mea i te tonu o le ai o Carson. Le tamai ta ia ana meni, ia o sau se teimi o na tūnatilo lewa noa, she will introduce herself to you on what she does for living and why she runs an office. As for the time being, ia, alo maya, usi maya lau whaafonga. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you the first Samoan ever female running for mayor, City of Carson, the Tamaitai Laulelei, Ana Meni.
Thank you very much, Professor Lava. My name is Ana Meni, but my given name is Falia Ana Arieta Meni. And I wanted to make sure to clarify that because on the ballot, I want to make sure that my given name is on there, considering that I'm named after my parents. Well, Tuatamanlangi, Tawatele Falia Ana, and the late Arieta Henrietta Forsyth. Many. And so just a little tidbit information about me. 41 years old, member of First Christian Church out of Wilmington, lifelong attendee at the church. My family's been there longer than I have. I'm a 24 years employee with the City of Carson, and I'm also currently serving as the president at AFSCME Local 809 City of Carson employees. I represent the largest of the represented employees for the city. I have full-time, part-time. My employees are the rank and file. So that is my active involvement with the city. I've been employed with the city since '96, and through now I've worked in the city clerk's office. I've worked for accounting, payroll, and now in the purchasing division. I also have been active with the union since 2006. I've held positions of treasurer, shop steward, and now president since 2017. I've also just finished my term, 2-year term ended this past October, working, I was actually elected as the AFSCME District Council 36 vice president.
Wow.
So I represented the
Congratulations.
South Bay area, which was all the AFSCME locals south of the 105 freeway to the Orange County border. So I had 14 locals under me, and so they were all city locals. So I traveled a lot, going out and advocating help for different locals in whatever capacity. I also, during that 2-year term, I was the chairperson of our PLAC, which was the AFSCME District Council 36 Political and Legislative Action Committee. So I would be the one interviewing and candidates and screening them for the executive board. So AFSCME District Council 36 covers from LA to San Diego.
Oh,
And we
goodness.
represent, I believe the last count was maybe over 16,000 employees, over 60 locals. And so we're a municipal public sector union. I've also, for the city, I also served as the chairperson for the city charter committee, which we went through and screening, had 10 plus 11 meetings in between council meetings regarding review of the potential charter, which was then presented on the ballot 2 years ago, November 2018. Even though I was against the charter, I made sure that everything was done on the up and up to make sure that the screening process was not compromised. And so what's compelled me to run for mayor is that our officials have lost their way. They have forgot that our existence as public servants is to serve the community.
Wow.
And so one thing I always enforce on my members is that we are public servants and you should serve the community with a servant's heart. And so that is one thing I find is lacking in our officials. They're more inclined on what they can put their names on a bronze plaque than servicing
Makes
the
sense.
community. But the actions that our elected officials, not all of them, but the majority of them, have been such disastrous decisions, and it's always taken off of the backs of the workforce.
Right.
So there's an $80 million lawsuit, for example,
Right.
right now that the city was slapped with.
So that lawsuit still stands as of right now.
Correct. It was just filed back in May.
Right.
That actually, reading that 250 plus page lawsuit is what did it for me. I decided that I was going to run for office
Right.
because one bad decision after another is always paid off of the backs of the employees. And I'm the one who's having to always figure out a way to keep our individuals employed due to the fact that the bad actions of our elected officials have made.
It seems like a lot of our Samoan people, especially our community in Carson, right? They've been so supportive of so many people that they run for, for mayor or whatever, for office, back then and now. I am so excited that it's the first time
Yes.
that we finally have our own blood to run.
Yeah.
And I encourage all the Samoan people that even though you live outside the Carson, this is the time to shine. And this is the time to show your support. You still have families in Carson and friends in Carson to support Anna. I used to live in Carson. Now I'm going to call my friends, hey, look, support her. But the Samoan community is such a big community in Carson.
Yes.
And
It
now
is.
look at what happened today.
One of the problems that we have, the biggest problems, is the fact that our Samoan community, even though we are large in numbers, we're not large as a voter block.
Got you.
Samoan, the way that the general public looks at the makeup, the demographics of Carson, is that you have the Meuli block, you have the Filipino block, and
Right.
you have the senior citizen block. But Samoans in numbers, we're large in numbers, but we're not as active voters. And so one of the things I hope, encourage, I just found out from a friend whose parents, she's Afgasi Samoa. I was excited to find out that her parents registered to vote for the first time in their lives because they never felt like their vote mattered. And the thought of me running for office
It's a big deal.
compelled them
Yes.
to want to go and vote. And so they registered for the first time in their lives. They have grandkids, but this was the first time
Wow.
they felt compelled. And so that really hit me hard. Just the fact that the thought of me running is encouraging and lighting up the base to want to first go register to vote. Second of
Right.
all, actually pay attention
Right.
and want to vote. And so, that in itself, I am excited about. I'm definitely excited about having, my father's generation excited about voting
Right.
and encouraging them to double check their voter registration.
The another question I would like to talk to you, Anna, about you running as a mayor, for candidate as a mayor. You see the population of the Samoan in Carson, right?
Yes.
What is your message to them? What
My-
do you think you can do to change something?
One of the things I feel is that Samoans always feel as if they're good enough to be workers, but not good enough to be leaders. And to
Right.
change that mindset. I'm a local labor leader. I only know of one other Samoan person who's in some type of leadership role in labor, and that's Tommy Favai in the trades.
Right.
The only other Samoans I have met in labor leadership is actually from Hawaii. Our union is an international union. But that is the only time, and it saddens me because there's so many Samoans who are union members, but never
Right.
take that leap. Samoans don't realize they are groomed, they are raised, our culture raises us to be community leaders.
That's
The
right.
way that our heart are to serve, the way that they feel about serving the church, it's the same way they can serve the community.
Absolutely.
The way that they're able to multitask with different things happening out of their control, it's like civic engagement. Things happen all the time. You hope for the best, but you plan for the worst. Samoans are notoriously, they have no idea.
Kalofai.
Our culture upbringing, we are the epitome of public servants. And so I think if there's anything that it encourages, and I've heard from some of the younger kids, was even the possibility of looking that way.
Wow.
For Samoans I've talked to, they don't see themselves as being a leader, being able to, and that bothers me. It's the same way that people don't think of themselves being an entrepreneur, that they can create a business
Right.
or buy a business and run a business. They look at themselves as only good enough to be a worker. There's nothing wrong being a worker. I'm a
Right.
worker. But also, too, there is nothing wrong with leading. I hope if there's anything, message and encouragement to our people, is that we do have the right to have a seat at the table.
Right.
And we do not have to wait for it for someone else to take a step back.
Hmm.
One of the things I was told was, why run for mayor? Why not run for council? Wait your turn, stuff like that. I said no, because the problems that we have at hand will not change.
Will not change.
We have it. It starts with the mayor. And
That's right.
so that is the thing. And one thing we learned in labor is that we are always lead. You always lead. You organize. That's what you do. And you need to be genuine. And one of the things I find that all of our officials have lost is not being genuine individuals. I ask people about other candidates. I don't ask them about their accolades. I don't
Right.
ask them about their background. I always ask people, what kind of person are they?
Right.
And they said, what do you mean? They get lost. I said, could you see yourself having a meal, hanging out with them, and having a drink and eating a meal with them? And he
Right.
said, absolutely not. And I said, then that's not the kind of person I want to be with. Because if you can't break bread with somebody,
It's hard. Right.
right,
You're right.
I can accept tolerance, which is differences of opinions, to
Right.
be tolerant of others. You can teach people skills, but you
That's
cannot
right.
give them character. That's
Right.
what my first boss at the city said, our city clerk, Helen Kawagoy.
Right.
I learned a very valuable lesson with her because I was the low man on the totem pole. I was the entry-level clerk. I think at that time I was part-time. What I didn't know, she brought every single person who was interviewing for a job, brought them into the office to introduce that person to us.
You
What
know-
happened was she didn't, she wanted to see how they interacted with us.
Wow.
She goes, they're not going to be working with me. They're going to be working with you guys. One of the ladies refused to shake my hand.
Oh my goodness.
And she was the most qualified individual. And what she told me, and that lesson was stuck with me, she goes, I can teach person skills. A good leader can teach anybody skills. She goes, but I can't give them character. And
Wow.
so
Hey,
that, I see that with what I do.
Hey, Anna, can you talk a little bit about your family, your upbringing?
So I'm the youngest of 6 girls of my parents, Tuatam and Langi, Falea'anga, and Alieta, Many. But I have 6 older sisters as well.
We originally from
So
Samoa.
my father is from Safakoa and Matautu in Lefanga. Ainusami, that's us.
Oh.
And mom's side is Luffy Luffy from Upolu, and also from American Samoa, Whankongo, and Lauli'i. The different sides are split over there. So I love Samoa. I really wish we had direct flights.
So how old are you? Do you mind?
No, I'm 41. I'm 41, born and raised in Carson.
As a 41 years old, what really makes you running for this post?
One of the things is because of the bad decisions that our elected officials continue to make. One of the
Right.
things I do is trying to figure out how to balance their bad decisions because it's always a financial component. People don't realize those
is so
are
true.
that's money.
Very
like I
true.
explain to people, reduced budget means reduced services. Reduced services means reduced staffing. Reduced staffing means angry residents and businesses. And the city has not made a concerted effort to balance the workload with the existing workforce. And we're a public sector, labor, we're scrappy. We've always learned you will never have enough money and never have enough manpower, but you figure out the best course of action. That is how we always, operate. And that's how I'm operating with this campaign. I'm going against big money. I'm going against the current, I'm running, there's 4 of us on the pool, our current mayor, Albert Robles, current mayor pro tem, Jim Deere, current councilwoman, Lula Davis Holmes. I'm running against all of them.
Right.
I'm the
Yeah.
outsider.
You know what? Let me tell you this. Because you have such a great spirit for Samoan people, your upbringing, that you love how to take care of your mom and your dad and your family. I do believe once you put that into what you're going through now, people will see that straight out of you. You know what? She loves her family. And this is the person I can relate it to. But not only for the Samoan people listening tonight, but for whoever that is in Carson. I really do believe that God put you in this position to face this reality in a tough time of faith. Now you're going through it. your faith is tested, and watch how God can do. But God will bring the people to you. What do
Yeah.
you think?
And so I've been very active constantly. I have to basically attend almost every city council meeting because there are always personnel related items or other actions. But one of the things is I've always fought for the issue. I tell people, those who you side with, it may be the same person today, it might be
Right.
someone different tomorrow. You have to learn
Exactly.
that you stand based off of merit. That is one of the things that our current elected officials cannot stand is that they can't, one, they can't control me. Two,
Right.
I'm an independent thinker. And three, we may agree today, I'm not, I'm going to disagree with you tomorrow. And you have to accept that. They think that that I'm beholden to any
Right.
one of them. And I said, no.
What church you attending?
Pardon?
What church you attending?
I turned First Christian Church of Wilmington. So my family has been there prior to me being born. My family's immigrated from Samoa in the early 70s. I can't remember, it was 71, 72. I was born in 79. And my family has been attending there way before I was born. So that when my parents first got there, I believe there were like 2 or 3 non-Palangi families.
Do you think you can help the Samoan generation to put them into the place that they can be able to find work and support their families, right? And be able to keep the job that they have today? What
Well,
is the
one of the things that depends is on the industry. One of the things on my platform has to do with encouraging those who are college is not their route. Trades. I'm a
There
union
goes.
girl.
There you go.
Trades.
That's it.
They make more money than me, but people don't realize that. And part of it is encouraging and setting up programs with the existing trades union so that people can have an actual bona fide skill. When you have a bona fide skill, you're able to adapt a lot quicker and easier in comparison to somebody who is just manual labor. There's a,
Right.
I don't think our people realize the distinction between the two, to be manual labor versus a trades. I would
Right.
love for our people, if college is not their route, there is bona fide good jobs and trades. If something,
Right.
if they're not an entrepreneur type or arts type part, there are different ways and means. And one of the things I believe, I'm a strong believer, is this: is the best way to build up a person is for them to have financial independence, to
That's
be
right.
able to provide for themselves. It's like nothing else.
Right.
Nobody can take that away from them. The sense of pride that they get with that. And one of the things I find is that there's a little mix-up of people shortchanging themselves
Yeah.
and not willing to go outside of the norm. Samoans are creatures of habit. I know it. One of the things that they will not do is they will not try anything new unless they know
Unless-
somebody has tried it
Before.
before
Right.
and
You're
can
right.
vouch for it. So that's one of the reasons why on my social media, and it goes with my union members. I'm not talking about Samoans in general. Since this COVID shutdown, I'm part of LA Federation, County Federation of Unions. They created a volunteer corps of all the different union houses, which is
Right.
to help with food distributions. So I'm going to be at one tomorrow, El Sereno. And we usually have maybe 1 or 2 a week. And I told people this is part of my service, and it also has been helping me deal with this and deal with the city as another way of reminding me how blessed I am. How
Right.
blessed I am and how we should be giving to others. It's not about what do I get out of it? What am I physically getting out of it? I said, no, I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed to be in America. I'm
Yeah.
just blessed. I may complain a lot. I may gripe about different things, but at the end of the day, when you see those who have less than you, it's a reality check.
It seems like such a great campaign that you're running. It seems like what you're trying to tackle right now is to get the people ready for their future.
Right.
And then they're born from that future to exceeding their life
Correct.
and become independent.
Yes.
And also becomes like of who they are.
Yes.
That's great. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so one of the things is, like I said, people tend to not try to venture out. So you have to kind of repackage how you present things, even with
Right.
the trades. And it's a simple thing. It's not nothing new. The other cultures do this, whether it be the Mexicans or Meuli, where they will get people of their ethnicity who are in that field to go out and talk to their people, because people tend to be a little bit more comfortable when they're surrounded by individuals who look like them, who are talked to like them. And so part of it is getting people from that generation. Say, if you're talking to 20-something-year-olds, then get somebody who's in the 30, 40 range. Somebody who is not too far off from their age group. They feel comfortable enough where they're not completely elders, because then you feel that sense of falawalo, like where I can't
Right.
question or ask.
Yes.
So you need someone who is at least above their age, but not that level, being an
Right.
elder, so they feel comfortable enough to talk to them, but then also to do mentoring and encouragement. But it starts with a person's will to want to do something better for themselves.
You know, it just, I don't want to bust the bubble, but
Yeah.
it's just the thought that comes to my mind. You probably already visit to all these ideas. Have you ever thought about sending the flyers to Samoan churches around the city, or?
So one of the things is, because I've been quite busy dealing with the mess that our elected officials have put my employees through,
Yeah.
even me, city has deemed me as non-essential. My union actually had to file labor charges against the city
Oh, my
with the
goodness.
state. Because they singled me out, discrimination for union activity.
Mm.
People thought that would discourage me. I said, no, that's just lit a fire under my butt. I tell people, don't you know, I'm a many.
Yeah.
I go, I'm a many. I don't let little distractions like that and little deterrents deter me. Same thing with
Right.
running for office.
You know.
People thought, you're going to be
You're
going
right.
against everybody. I said, bring it.
Yeah.
I go, I'm a Samoan female
You know
who's
what?
in labor.
What it counts is that little voice that is inside of you counts.
Oh, yeah. But see, that
That's
little
all.
voice is very vocal.
Yeah.
And this is why every council meeting, every single council meeting, even during this whole shutdown right now, they do not allow call-ins. They do not allow any call-ins. You can only submit things in writing or leave a voicemail, and they will
Right.
transcribe. So for about 6 or 7 consecutive council meetings, the mayor has said very disparaging remarks about me, all these different things. And of course, I call them keyboard warriors. You talk a good talk, but if I was sitting in the audience, there's
Right.
no way they would say that.
Right.
But I tell people, it's okay. Keyboard warriors, keep it up.
Yeah.
Because I go, I'm a chick from the patch in Carson, okay? And I'm a Samoan female. I go, you don't think my parents didn't raise me right? My mother said she did not raise a fool.
Yeah.
And that God blesses us with our talent to serve God and serve our community.
That's right.
The Lord knows, and my pastor knows, I will not be on the pulpit service. I will leave the church part to my sisters, my older sisters, and everything. One of the good things of having a lot of siblings is there's enough to spread around. So my service to the community is my work for the city and my work for the union. That I consider my public service. And just to let you know about my family, my late sister, Tamoe Isabella Meni, she was the reason why I started working at the city. She was a long-term employee. She passed away in 2012, and she was our former union president.
Oh.
But many years ago, she told my father, no, Anna needs to go get a job. And it was summertime. And she goes, no. Go
Right.
get your permit. Go get this. Last thing we need is for somebody to just have too much time on their hands,
Right.
a teenager. So my sister made me go apply with hundreds and hundreds of Carson's youth. And so I had to stand there in the line, in the sun, go do my interview for summer youth and everything. And I still remember to this day, this was in 96, summer of 96.
Yeah.
The last question they asked was, did I know who the current elected mayor was, or who the current mayor was? I said, yes, it's, Mike Matoma. And I ratted off the whole council, and everyone goes,
Good
how do
for
you
you.
know?
That's
Well,
good.
because of my mother. My late mother, Arietta, always had us involved in different forms, volunteering. I used to think it was so weird to go. We used to have it at Alceva, Arietta Polynesian Productions.
Right.
I used to think it was so weird as a child that our mother would make us go volunteer and do SIVAs at the convalescent home.
Right.
I was a kid. I was like 6 or 7.
Right.
It's not normal to go do that kind of stuff, volunteer. And also, too, as a kid, I still remember the councilman, Dr. Thomas Mills, the late Dr. Thomas Mills, who Mills Park is named after in Carson.
Yes.
He was the last and only official from our side of town, from the east side of town, and that was from the Patch. For those of you guys not familiar in Carson, if you're not familiar with the Patch, that means you're a newbie. The
Yeah.
Patch is the east side of the area, Carson Street, going east on the 405 freeway. But before you hit Dominguez area. So we're sandwiched in between the middle of the industrial.
Right.
That is the Patch.
Oh, I can.
So-
How many other candidates are running with you?
So, including myself, it's a total of 4 candidates running for mayor. And just to let you know, the Secretary of State just came out with a random alphabet, and so my name will appear first
First.
for
Right.
mayor.
Ooh.
Right.
But people be looking for Anna Many, so I put quotes Anna, but it'll be my given name, Falia Anna Arieta, quotes Anna Arieta Many. And
So
Yeah.
let's jump into the poll now, right?
That's
Yeah.
You know, you got to be, developed your with the other community like Filipinos, the Mexicans. I don't think you're not gonna win from Samoans only.
no, I know I'm not going to win from Samoans. That
Yeah,
is identity.
yeah.
So one of the things, let me touch base where I know that is because I'm a local labor leader and I've been
Yeah.
involved in labor leadership since 2006.
Right.
One of the things we do are campaigns, whether it be for ballot measures or for candidates or anything of that such. So I'm very familiar of how that works, how the voting block, the demographics.
Right.
Like I said earlier, it blows my mind. Samoans are large in numbers, but not in registered voters and not
Right.
as active voters. So there's a distinction. You can be a registered voter, but not be an active voter.
That's right.
And so that's a problem I find with Samoans because I've had a lot of people quite tell me they feel like none of them represent them or they feel like it's a waste of time.
Right. And this is the first time. And this is the time, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people are looking into it. You know what? It's time to register to vote,
Yes.
to support. And then now you also look at the different multicultures that is in the city of Carson alone.
Yeah.
How are you going to be able to tackle these cultures, to bring them together as your supporters?
So one of the things is the other community groups are actually already active, very active with civics and following
Okay.
council meetings and following everything. It's actually our people that is not as active. One of the people who was civically engaged in Carson was late Simon Momoli, and he just recently passed away. So I can count on less than one hand how many Samoans were civically engaged. And so one of the things I found wasn't really important, and I didn't realize until different relatives and different friends said they know what's going on with the city by reading my posts. And so that kind of blew my mind, is that one is a total disconnect, not only with our people, but disconnect with information to our general public. Is
Okay.
that if they only get their information of what's going on at the city from my posts, that's a problem. Because one of the things that people don't realize is officials may say they want information out there, but they really don't.
They will, yeah,
Because
you're right.
what happens is once people get an understanding of how things work and
That's
where
it.
everything's going, the officials don't want that because
Right.
they can control. It's the same reason why the council meetings will go on for hours. I didn't know that wasn't normal. The normal council meeting will end after 12 or 1. The worst one ended at like 4 in the morning, 4 or 5 in the morning. I took a nap around 2 a.m. I was at this council meeting, and what people don't realize is that a lot of changes and things are made for our city when nobody is watching. Everybody
right.
has left.
Yes.
So I know some of that is purposely done. You can have, I've been at a council meeting where they've had a couple hundred people there who are chanting against God knows whatever item. And
Okay.
then the city would just keep pushing it back, keep pushing it back,
Oh,
and then
boy.
slowly,
Yeah.
one by one, people leave, they got to go home, not thinking the council meeting started at 5, not
Right.
realizing come 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, but that is the art of how officials keep residents under their
Right.
thumb, is by, you say you're being transparent, so legally they are, because council meetings are public,
Right.
but there's little ways of how they go about things, so therefore, you're not an informed voter or
You know,
resident.
I just love the fact that just to listen to your background, just to see how you're running your campaign, I can easily see you grabbing hands, generally speaking, poor families, that you're bringing this family up with you together, and I can see that's happening with you. And let's say that you already become the mayor elected
Yes.
for Carson. What are you going to do different compared to now?
Well, that's actually one of the things that everybody's afraid of, our current elected officials and current city management. People don't realize basically the level that our city management and our officials, in tandem with most of them, financially raping our city. People don't understand how things work, how contracts work, how the
Right.
process is, and so once again, it goes back to information about not properly educating people.
Wow.
And I've been at council meetings where people are just completely lost
How's your relationship with other communities?
as far as the.
Mexican, the blacks.
I don't have an issue with any of them. They've actually been very forthcoming because people watch the council meetings. Now, the only ones who have issues with me are the core supporters of my different opponents. Because I've been told to my face by one of the candidates, they're upset because I'm going to be taking away votes from them. I said, don't worry, I'm taking votes away from all of you guys.
Well, I'm asking
Sounds-
because
that
that's the
sounds
only
good.
way you can win.
Yeah.
Correct.
Have that relationship with other communities
But
besides Samoans.
not only that, this election will be an unprecedented election. It's going to be a huge voter turnout of non-traditional voters. Non-traditional voters tend to be Generation X and millennials. So because of the
Yes.
presidential
Yeah.
election, one of the things that I have known by analyzing our other candidates, I do naturally overanalyze everything, is the fact that their support group that has kept them in office, combination 20 plus years, has dwindled. It has never grown because they have their support voter group, but I'll just be honest, they're literally dying off. And they have
Right.
not done anything to diversify their support group. And they're very dismissive towards people who we would consider unreliable voters. Those are people who, out of, say, the last 5 elections, might have voted 0. They're considered inactive voters.
Yeah.
But this election is when we're going to have all of those individuals are going to overtake the
Right.
traditional voters. And so that is one of the things that's in my favor. Voters tend to be anti-establishment. I am the only non-elected official. And just for everybody's sake, just a little history, let you guys know, there has never been an outside mayor besides the group of elected officials. I double checked this all the way back to the incorporation of the city of Carson back in 1968. With the exception of that first mayor who was elected, considered new, everybody's new. Every single mayor since then has always been somebody who was an existing elected official, council person. And one of the things that bothered me is the last 3 vacancies that we've had on city council, they have all been appointed to Meulis from
Right.
the northern area of the city.
Right. Right.
It's been very selective. And
That
also,
yeah, you're right.
one of the things is there's a current lawsuit by the Southwest Voter Registration Education Project where I agreed to add my name as a plaintiff, is that the city is in violation of the California Election Code by not going to district. And so
Right.
that was one of the things that upset the city last year in October. And I was asked, why did you do that? Why did you agree to add your name? I said, because the city won't do the right thing. They had been delaying it for over a year and a half at that time, almost 2 years. And I said, they're not acting in good faith. It's one thing to have a disagreement, but it's another thing to mislead the public and say, we're going to go districts, and they didn't. To have, proper representation. I told people, maybe if your side of town looked like my side of town, we wouldn't have an issue.
Right.
It is like night and day in the city. When you drive the North Carson area, it looks like a complete polar opposite from the eastern
Yes.
side of the city and the south.
Right.
There's always arguments about it's the north, it's the south. I say, screw you guys. I'm from the east side. I'm from the patch. Everyone
Yeah.
forgets about us
Yeah.
because we're sandwiched in between the industrial
Right.
community. So being that neglected, not taking care of our areas of town, not deeming, what's important to us. And what bothered me is their attitude towards the Samoan community. Last year when they were discussing special event funding, there was 2 different $5,000 funding. One was for the Flag Day and the assisting with the Flag
Right.
Day, and there was another one with PASS. It's another nonprofit organization by Simon Moley. I was listening to the council meeting because I was at another meeting where the councilwoman, who's also running for mayor, Lula Davis Home, literally said to just combine it. And the mayor and council tried to tell her, these are not they're 2 completely different groups. And she goes, well, aren't they all the same? Because they're Samoan.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she wanted to take one of that $5,000 away so that she can push it towards one of their events.
Okay.
So, and she
Okay.
literally was trying to combine, there's only 2 events related to Samoan community, and then combine some of the Filipino events.
Mm.
But it's misleading because, for example, the Filipino groups, they fundraise. What it is they'll get an in-kind, they use their donation from the city for in-kind contribution.
Right.
So it's not necessary. They still have to pay for staffing costs or anything like that. They're very well organized. I wish our Samoan community was
Right.
like that. They support. They get together. What I find with the Samoan community is when somebody's doing well, someone else feels, instead of us banding together,
Yeah.
they go off and do something else. There's nothing
That's right.
wrong with starting something, but in order to really build our community as a force to be reckoned with, we have to support each other.
That's right.
And so I really wish, even I go support the stores. Lord knows I support all the food places, but I wish that was one of the things for our Samoan community is to recognize that different people can have different businesses, but we all go and support them.
You know what? I love what you said about the Samoan community, right? How to come together, and I think one of the things that you might consider it to look at it is the Samoan churches. There's a time that is set apart for you that you can come and speak to them for like 30 minutes, just to
It's a good idea.
bring yourself out. And if you need help for speaking Samoan, you can call us. And then we
Yeah.
come support you in the for Samoa side,
Okay.
and you do the English side. And it's free to you. We just love to support you because he lives in Long Beach, I'm in Torrance.
Yeah. One
You
of
know.
the things I wish we had was a Samoan Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
There
With
we
all
go.
the different businesses, we have
Yeah.
businesses, Samoan entrepreneurs in all different facets, whether it be graphics, I go music, producing, just, I'm saying beyond the physical storefront and everything, but there's nothing that we do that puts it all together so that we as a general community know how we can go support our people. So if I'm going to go look, same thing for labor. Labor is really big on compiling everything. These are all our labor businesses. These are either union businesses or anything like that. I sit there and go look at that list and see, okay, I need a printer. So we have to use union printers.
Okay.
Why is it that we in the Samoan community, all the different ethnic groups have some form of chamber of commerce where they support the
Right.
businesses of their ethnicity?
Right. Right.
Not to, dismiss anyone else, but it's to really, that whole fellowship and to really build everybody up.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that fellowship, it starts from within our own community, of our own people.
It does.
If they don't come together, it won't grow. But if they start going to different part of the circles, there's nothing's gonna get done. But you know what? I do believe God put you in this position
Yes.
to bring this community together.
I truly believe that too. And I was just asked a question yesterday by another person today. They're like, why do you go through this? It's like being glutton for punishment. And I told them, this is my promise to my sister, my late sister, Tamoe. But she was known as Isabella. I go, because we always talked about what if we only had this for the city, if we only had this for the city. And she always says, we were blessed. I go, it was because of our jobs at the city that we were able to help our families, that we were to live financially independent. If I wanted to go do something, I can, And she said, if we're ever in a position to help the city and the union, that we would. Because I tell people, you give back to the very thing
That's
that blessed
right.
you. And I go,
Right.
it's not perfect, neither am I. But at the same time, I definitely feel there's a higher power in a sense of, obligation that we serve. And if there's anything, encouragement to others, like people didn't even think about public service. That bothered
Right.
me.
Yeah.
And I told them, I said, no, we're groomed for this.
Right.
It is in our blood
Yes.
to serve. It's just a different title. It's a different name, it's a different title. And I hope that there's anything, we just encourage people to
Right.
look at civic engagement.
Right.
So I just came back from Hawaii for a funeral. My uncle, Aoiaina'u Aleki,
Yeah.
and to see all they were just having their elections, their primary. So it was so awesome to see all these island names, people running for office. And I go, I don't see why it should be like that here. That people recognize Samoans, that we're not just the busy worker bees, that we actually can be leaders. We can
Right.
actually have an actual seat at the table and not be the one outside waiting
Right.
to hear. So,
You know, the
So-
one of the. Oh, go ahead,
So,
Jack.
what kind of picture are you looking at right now from 1 to 10? Winning the. Do you think can.
it's a 10. What do you know?
Well, that's the kind of attitude
No,
we need.
You,
Yeah.
I tell people, everyone's like, "What?" I said, "No, it's not. If
Yeah.
I win, it's when I win."
Yeah.
And everybody goes, "That's a loser mentality." I go,
Yeah.
"I'm a
Great.
labor check.
Yeah.
You have to act as if there is no plan B."
Yes.
Right.
People
Okay.
said, "What's your plan B?" I said, "You're a loser.
No.
You can't think like that."
Right.
I said, "When you have, there's no safety net. You go, your mind opens
Anna,
up and it pushes
Anna,
you."
I tell
pushes
you,
you.
you know, I can tell you a true leader.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's the kind of attitude we need to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Be
But
honest.
You know what? Winning this, one, I don't think you don't.
Mm.
I'm not. I don't. Not depending on someone only.
Right.
You got to build a relationship with everybody else.
Yes.
Mm.
You know, with any like Mexicans, the blacks,
Oh, yeah.
especially the Filipinos.
So
Because-
one of the things is I was very particular of who signed my nomination paper. So for those of you not familiar, you have to have your nomination paper signed.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about getting your 30 signatures. The nerve-wracking thing is that they got to be qualified. Make sure the county approves them.
Right.
You need 20 to be qualified, but they give you slot for 30. But what people don't realize, and I've explained to people, it's not about being formally certified as a candidate. It's also a telltale sign to people of who's backing you. So I was
Right.
very particular of who I got signed my papers.
Yeah.
It is a wide range of individuals from different ethnic backgrounds, different geographic areas of the city, different network, different circles, everybody. And you go, why? I goes, this is to show the other people that I have depth, that I am not one-dimensional. And that's the thing that I feel with our other groups, the other candidates, is very one-dimensional support.
You know what I really felt tonight? Just by listening to what you're saying, right? You have a very, very great sense of humor, you know, and you're very polite, and you choose your words very, very wisely. And I don't say this very lightly because I'm just looking at you goes, okay, where is Anna's going from here to the next? You know what I pick up tonight from you?
What's that?
You are so humble, but your politics is way too high. But you keep yourself humble, but your politics talk.
That's how you see it?
Well,
that
one of the
is-
things that you learn is how to resonate to people.
That's it.
The hardest thing is to get that door to open and to get that person to not hang up on the phone on you.
You got it.
So, and
That's
you
it.
know, and I can be very polite, and I can also be a very naughty chick.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
with the potty mouth. But like I tell people, no. My mother be rolling over a grave. I said, no, I could turn it off and on. I said, no, I know who I'm talking to and who I need to do. But one of the things that you say about politics, I always felt is that people look at me different when we have the discussion
Right.
because they don't view a someone person as somebody who can actually articulate their thoughts and be able to actually speak on other items.
Yeah.
Besides, I don't know. Everyone always seems baffled.
But you know
when
what?
I start talking about stuff.
But you know what? The other side of the politics, a lot of people need to understand too, is this. If I'm running as a mayor, for example, in
Yeah.
your shoes, of course I'm not gonna call it out what is going on.
Oh, yeah.
But that comes from what is within me is what I see. That's my own witness to what is going on.
And so, like when I had touched base about earlier about who
Right.
was upset, and everyone, it was a running joke because I'm not at work. I work out of City Hall. And the running joke was because once employees found out I was running,
Aw.
they
Oh,
purposely
yeah?
made sure to say it loud enough so management can hear. It's a running joke, but no, I never posted anything online. Nothing, never acknowledged. I post a lot of things online, but I didn't. I purposely waited until the day I pulled my nomination papers to confirm. But one of the reasons is that excitement is within the workforce. And just to let you know, my membership, majority of them are Carson residents.
Yeah.
And of those who are not Carson residents, I have a large contingent of them whose families are all still in Carson. And so one of the things is just excited to get somebody in office who is truly about the community. I'm all about the community, or else I would not be putting myself through all this. I tell people I'm
Exactly.
vested. I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
just waiting for
okay.
age of retirement to be eligible. Technically, I have to wait till 50, but
Okay, I don't mean to
I-
put you on the spot on this one, but here's my other question.
yes,
Because now you're running as a candidate as the mayor
right.
for Carson.
Hmm.
Do you still get to keep your current job now, or you have
No.
to leave?
No, so one of the rumors that was going around was I have to quit my job. And I tell people, this is what happens when you don't read. You don't read. And let's take them off of phone. I just tell people, read for yourself. So one of the things is that an employee cannot serve as an elected official. And everyone goes, yeah, so you have to quit. I said, no. That means is when I get elected,
Yeah.
at least the day before I swear into office, I would therefore have to resign
Yeah,
my position. So that's what it is.
Yeah, proud
Good.
of you, Yanko.
that's really good.
What do you think of that park, Scott Park? Changed the name from Scott Park to one of the Samoan
So
hero.
they had two community meetings, and I actually went and attended both of them because I wasn't going to be there for the council meeting. I was going out of the country, and that was in December of, I believe, 2018. So I spoke two-part. One part, I spoke as a resident because there were quite a few individuals. I don't want to say they're racist, but borderline. I couldn't believe. They didn't even make an effort. There was a drive to rename the park, not after James Forcio, but his brother, years ago, and there was an article in LA Times about it.
Yeah.
But these individuals didn't even bother that it wasn't the same name. Once a Samoan, always a Samoan, didn't pay attention to that. But the one part was I spoke about how proud as a first generation American
Right.
family is, I'm Samoan, I go to have one of our parks named after one of our people.
Right.
I said this was going to be the first park, I believe,
Ever.
in LA County.
Yeah.
In LA County, named after a Samoan.
Yeah,
I think
right.
it's the second facility out of the state. There is a school up in Northern California that I believe is named after. There's two other facilities. One's named after,
Yeah.
I think, a lady, and another one after a Samoan man apart. But this would be the first one for sure
First,
in
yeah,
LA
first, yeah,
County.
LA County.
And so the second time I spoke to the committee, I spoke to them about as a union representative. He was a union employee. I said, what prouder moment than to have one of the rank and file members to have a facility named after them. I go, do you not understand to be able to engage with the community to tell them this was someone who was from the community who worked at this park. He was just one of us. I go, but
Right.
what he did, I go, left us such a lasting impact. It's like one of the things I always learned from one of our late HR managers. He said there's a reason why cities have provisions in place where they do not rename a facility for at least a moratorium of time. Usual run of time is 10 years. The reason being,
okay.
if that person is truly what they were to the community, it doesn't matter 10 years from now, that their legacy will still have a lasting impact. And so to think that he passed away, I believe, in the 90s, and fast forward to, I believe, 2018, for the community to have such a high regard for him and what he did for the community, and people coming in from out of state and people
Right.
contacting. I tell people, it is the greatest thing to have one of my own union members. He was a union member of my local.
It's amazing.
To have a facility named after a public sector employee.
Yeah.
I'm a diehard labor. I'm a conservative, but I'm a diehard labor. And so I'm
Heading-
all about
Yeah.
that.
Heading to that election, how many more months? 3?
It's-
3 more
right?
months.
It's in, the election is November 3rd.
Yeah.
So it's with the presidential election. So we have I believe 80 something days. I got to look at the count.
So heading to that election, without a man by you, how do you feel going to the election alone? With,
Initially, it was like a moment of, oh my gosh. But then at the second time, it just realized, it dawned on me. I go, there's a reason and purpose why I was put in this position, why everything
Right.
aligned for me.
yeah, yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking to run for office, do
Right.
anything. No, I was about empowering within. And one of the things we always do in labor is that you are a community partner, that you partner with management, you're partner with the community, you're partner with our elected officials. But it gets to a certain point where they are not receptive of that. I'm not saying they have to bend over everything for us. No, it's not that. It's the fact of I can fight. I can fight tooth and nail verbally on the mic, which I do in my 3-minute allotted time city council meeting, very boom, boom, boom. I can fight based on the merit because I always tell people what my late sister always told me. It doesn't matter if there's an easier route, shortcut way, you do everything the right way because the actions that we do and take, it has to be able to stand on its own when you're not
Right.
there. And
Absolutely.
and one other thing she always said is the actions we do, we have to be able to publicly stand by it. And so I always tell my members, if you can't publicly face the
Right.
crowd and tell them what you have done, then you know it's wrong. And so I hold our city's monies in highest regard. And my first boss at the city was City Clerk Helen Kawagoy, who the City Council Chambers is named after. She was always adamant that we're the gatekeepers. It is our responsibility to be good stewards with the city's funds. So she used to fight tooth and nail with all the elected officials. She just recently passed away. I go, but she was a long-term city clerk for, I think maybe almost 30 years.
Right.
She only stepped down only because she had a stroke.
Right.
But her thing was she would work until the day she died.
You know what? I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
As a Pulinu'u, which is a mayor, right? Your passion, your attitude to it is great. That's what make a mayor a strong mayor.
Thank you.
Fight for her or his people, for his city.
Yes.
And I can feel it. I'll be honest with you. I can feel it. I can sense it. You're very, very particular for what you choose to go into it. And that's exactly what the people outside like me and the other voters that are staying home because they're not registered, I encourage you to go in and register to vote for Ana. Tā ua tele leo I tātou Samoa, e lango se alo ma se whānau,
Yeah.
o lo tātou lava, tangata. E nasi, James Fosia Car Park, o le alo o se sunga whaiwhi au toi ina, tui ofu Foisia. Ia, mare whai tua ia whapio Foisia. Ia, ua whai ilangi le turi ngā sia, ale toi ina mare whai tua, talo whai ia whawhtai tele lava.
So
Ole,
Hi, Pastor Al.
so le,
that's the name of the park. That's a new name.
Yeah.
Foisia. I just remember.
Yes.
Foisia Park. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
so lala nai e whamanatu o tuai I tupulanga umalavo Samoa, ai mai se mātua Samoa, whamare mole fole whamanatu ia o tō walo ma whanau, e lango ina se tasi o tō walo ma whanau e pele ia meni, e o umai tātou e lango ia ma si I tia o ia re tūlanga o e le whaingo fie.
Yeah.
E le whaingo fie le fusu o le teine lei to tono so se malai fusu lava. Le wingo o le whamatalanga le nei. E mativa lava le fusu o le teine le nei. Mati alon tamu whai. A o tangata I lau te fusu. E tai se lau tā rāla e fusu I tama nei. Samoa, e tau lia lau e kisi. Sau e lango lau tama whanau. Sau e lango le teine o lo la aru tala noa mo e se I whaisonga sao. O se sao o se teine le sa whai sa le maua molon tina wa whai langir fo langwa son tina. Mātua umo sama to all of you parents, now you become a parent to her. Ia, o mai le lango lau tau tama. O le tama whanau mai le manawa o Samoa. Pe ona whai atu ia wa le langi lon tina. A le la asau se teine lea. Ia, e lango o le tina ma le tama Samoa. Wa whaato toi le atua for this very, very special day. Yeah, tui le epa?
So one of the things I forgot to mention, I didn't know that I could potentially be the first direct elected female mayor for Carson. We've had males since the city went to direct elected mayor in the 90s.
She will be the first female mayor, huh?
Yes, direct elected.
Elected. And then
Direct
I'll be
elected.
the first Samoan running for office. No, I'm just joking.
Why not? Go to Torrance.
I know, huh? No, Sharon already ran for Torrance.
Ia, e tā ua lawa noa Samoa leo ua tuina mai. au tō whaafonga mai le alo le tātou tunuu, te mitai o ana, ia e tātou te tau whai la ngona umana tātou fia. She was born as a leader. You know,
Yes.
so 41 years old, ngā whasu tas tau sanga. A le la anga I alu le palota o le whai mapule nuu. Le ana whesili atu nei iai, o le aso la ngona mai le tasi le se fulu, o whea nei iai lo wha moe I le taimine nei. Ai whai mai le tali le tene se fulu. E wa ai lai ai. Mana o mia sa moa lau tau tatalo. Pe te e kisi, pe te le e kisi. Tatalo mo ana, o lo ta penatu ana, ia e whai ma I le fo I le palota. Ia November, ia e sa ili ai le pule nuu po le meia o le City of Carson. So e mo mia umana wa tātou, mo mia lau tatalo, mo ana many. So we're going to play a song. We'll come back and then we'll continue with our...
Yes. Yeah. Alofa lava ia malo le whata se mai le tatou portalami le nei te la fiafi o lo ma whata se nei ma le tamai tai Samoa o lo walu le tonu le sui tau vao le ai o ka sone e le tūlanga o le whapo le nou. O le taimi le nei, o le a tala no atu le tamaitai sui tau wā i a ana, i le tūlanga o lo iai le pālota, ma le tūlanga te taufoi o na vave o lau pālota i le meli, i le mata upo lo tupu ma le delay of the mail ballot. And now she's going to explain to all of us what we must do.
One of the things you must do immediately, for those of you who are listening from LA County, only because I have the LA County website, is to go to www.lavote.net to verify your voter registration. There's a link on there where you get to verify your voter registration or also register to vote. The reason why this is very important is because Governor Newsom has signed an executive order that mandates that the whole entire state will be all mail ballot, which means I believe in the beginning of October, every single registered voter will receive a ballot. But you'll still also be allowed to go vote at your polling centers. So Carson, LA County has these polling centers. Your traditional polling places is no longer there. So you have to pay attention. One of the reasons why you must make sure that you are registered properly is so that your ballot will be mailed to the correct address. And also, too, the reason why it's very important that you guys get your ballots is because anybody could take that ballot and vote and turn it in. The problem is once the county receives your ballot, you will not be able to go vote. When you go to try to vote, you'll have to get a provisional ballot.
There you go.
And then the provisional ballots are not counted. It's usually, we call it the purple envelope, where you go in person. So I urge you guys very much so to verify your voter registration. You can do it online. There's not that much information that requires of it. And you can even check on my Facebook, Anna Meni. I made the post public. So it just asks you for your name, I believe your address, number. It's very minimal information. It takes less than a minute. If the information doesn't match, there's also the 1-800 number that's also available on the site. It's very important that we make sure that our people are registered and are registered at the proper address, because I need all of you guys, Carson residents, to come out and vote for me. But also, too, one of the things, even if you don't live in Carson, my social media will be up probably within the week, is to share that information. Because when you share the information online, the online has an algorithm where different people who do live in the vicinity of where you're tagging, say Carson, it will show up on their newsfeed. So it's important for everybody to share that information. But it's also even more important is the fact that I need all of you guys' financial help. So I'm going to make sure to provide the online link. Wouldn't be 2020 if we didn't have an online link. But my treasury firm that I contract with has an online site to make donations. Donations are accepted by check, credit card, and or PayPal. And in Carson, we do not have any financial limits, so you can contribute to your heart's desire. So after you take care of your offering, you're local for your offering, I ask that you consider me. Help one of your own get into office. And one of the things I'm always being asked is whether or not I'm a viable candidate. Anybody could be a candidate. It's whether or not you could be a viable candidate. Not only am I a viable candidate, I'm such a threat that's why our mayor spoke ill of me for 6 or 7 consecutive council meetings. And people didn't understand why would he do that. And that was because he found out I was running for mayor. So help one of our own get into office, because we deserve a seat at that table more than anybody else.
If you want Anna to represent you in the city of Carson, vote for Anna. A family that votes together stand together, and they stand strong forever. You know, Samoa people, manuia lau whiwhilinga. O le taimi mua le whātau tātou o na whātasi e masi tamaitai Samoa. Ua a mata o nā siasi atu le tūlanga o le sui tau wā whaipule o i le pule nau i le ai o ka sone. A whapea foi oiolo e Amerika Samoa, Samoa i se sifo, New Zealand au se tālia o lo iai o ai ngai te tonu o ka sone po Carson. Wala au mai iai i lo ai ngā whamole mole e lango ina le tama whai o le tasi o alo o Samoa o lo tama whai esi nei tamaitai. E au ngā tele lon tama whai Samoa. E au ngā. Awa ai nei fo i le to tele o le atunu, le tū o le ainga o le Filipino, ia o Afrika Meuli umalava, ia ma le to telo tangata. Wa mau tū uma fo i o la tō vaenga nei. Samoa, o lea tue whaatali ai. O lea sōlava, e sa ili ai lo malo. Ia ana meni. Ia, o leo wa susu maisi tamaitai, ia e whaalawi loa tu ati o e Samoa, le mafuanga why she's running as a mayor and why her heart is in it with her spirit, just to take care of you.
One more thing before
Yeah.
we close, Anna. What do you think in the long run or even the near future? Do you think one of our Samoan daughter, Samoan son will become the president of this country? What do you think?
Hey, we had Tulsi Gabbard
Yeah.
that went, and she was a presidential candidate.
Yes.
I didn't
We did.
necessarily agree with all of her policies, but I was beyond proud to know that one of ours, even though she feels more Hawaii side, Samoa,
Samoa,
for some,
yeah.
but it was a very. I went out and saw her over in when she came to LA. I thought it was awesome. Yeah, I got get a question in and then some, and then I was interviewed. But it's possible, but it starts with people not having small minds. We have big hearts.
Right.
Our minds also need to match that and to realize that we are just as good as anybody else.
You know, another thing is for all the 5 hours, yeah, Famunimoli, you know, this is your daughter right here. It is not only spiritual daughter, but it's your daughter. Famunimoli pen fayan tatala mayo to farisa, se taimi, se tala 3 hours tamaita ineye tala noa, I tangata Samoa maritu langa lo iai. Ia e mana o mia lava e se tamaitai nei, le lango 5 aua Samoa. Ia a walo na tau mawhai, mole ati nae o e Samoa. E au ngā, leo whai atu, you know, running as a mayor, it is so important for the Samoan churches, seriously, and all the churches around the city. It's very, very important. Imagine you go into the city and you ask for things that you want, things that you need, and she come up and she stamp it for you. No need to ask. Go for it. And this is the one. This is it. This is the answer to all our problem, Five Hours. She's the one. What are we waiting now, right? Talo Fai.
Just to let you know, anyone can contribute. Any U.S. citizen, legal U.S. resident, or any company can contribute. It's not limited to Carson only. And so I'll make sure to provide the website so that it's easily, you can easily contribute, check by mail, I mean, and also to that. But it's the possibility of one of our own. I'm beyond excited. I get more excited by talking to other people who are excited. The fact that one of our very own, I go, is going to be running as mayor and going
It's
against
amazing.
all the old guard. Like I told you, it's always been the same people, same cycle of people. Time to break
I
that.
was shocked, you know, that you would first find out. But you know, before we go to the conclusion of our message tonight, of why we're here, I just want you to leave tonight with this story of Elijah. When Elijah prayed to God for the rain, there was no clouds. I want you to go home and think about that and how you run your campaign to become a, you know, I know you will be succeed in this part of your journey. When Elijah prayed to God, there was no clouds, and there was, without cloud, there's no rain, but it was amazing. It was raining. That represent blessings on your life.
Thank you.
There's so many Samoan life that you're gonna hold on to your hands. Seriously.
Yeah. But thank you guys so much tonight.
That- Okay. Yeah. Now, well, now we reached the, you know, the point of our discussion tonight. Yeah, male tasiualo Samoa. Yeah, ole a whapea sa matu ni tala. Ole a singa ngana ua pa o papai la whafonga anga Samoa. Whato whamalie le tō whaloloto ma le whautanga. Paulava o le vai o le maa ua nofo atu masio tua whine. Ai ua tatalo atu ia ti o tū le pa ia mal mamadu. Whamone mole. E whatau waa lava lona suafa. Ana meni. Ai whatau wa ina tele. I le lango sua mai o oe Samoa. E le ngata i le seleni, ia au le apua puai ma le tatalo. E whainga tā le malai o lo ta alu ai le teine le nei. E le whaingo fie. E tele foi hodos la oso le teine le nei. But she needs our prayer, ma le supports. So se maunga lawa e whaatula i mai, e whawhitai i mai ia, mana tua le teine le nei le talo. Samoa, ia la whaitala whapea, o lau lava mea whale. O leo la e teu teu, o lau aute na to tō, o lau pua tau nofo to tō, o lau ula, o lau whaasoa, teu le lei. Teu le lei teine le nei, sa uni mo le tato mai e lango le pālo ta malona tam whai. And so whenever you can, from wherever you at today, as you know, you can donate from American Samoa, Western Samoa, Australia, New Zealand, Las Vegas, no matter where you at tonight. Mana tua, ia so tātou tua whine ma se uso i ate o tō e pele i rono tam whai.
Especially this time, we have to do anything because of the COVID-19.
Yes. Yeah, Samoa, yeah, le nā mua tō whaafafonga mai i le taimire nei. I le mafutanga ma le tua whine ia ana Meni. Meni, do you have any last words before we say goodbye to our audience?
I just definitely want to thank you guys tonight for everything. It's just reaffirms my belief in what I am doing. Once again, every time when I talk to different people, just reaffirms I know this is what God has meant me to do, and to be a
Yes.
service and to bring the heart of service back to our community. And it's one thing to talk it, it's another thing to show it. And one thing I forgot to say, just to let anyone know, if you're in Southern California, one of the things I do, I'm a volunteer at the food bank distributions that are held throughout. So there's going to be one tomorrow, the El Sereno Food Distribution at the Los Angeles Christian Presbyterian Church at 2241 Northeastern Avenue, Los Angeles, California, 90032. It'll be from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. It is free to the public. It doesn't matter. You just have to be in line. It's a drive-through only. So those are long. So if you come on down, I'll be there because I'll be the lady with the bullhorn. Yes, so I
Love
will.
it.
Yes, everyone says, of course, I take over everything I do. No, it's about being able to be a service to others. And so that's going on tomorrow. And I
But
could
don't
also
forget
touch.
you will be here next
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yes, I'll be back here next Wednesday. We can touch base on different things about voting, just to engage the public of what to do and where to check and everything. So they're
Ajelo,
ready.
o maka o wofa o ko kilo sapapali i e maka mai. Ajelo ko, o le kengi o ko.
Yes.
O le kengi lupe si liva teina lea. Sorry about the gay language, but I'm so excited.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, teina lupe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Samoa, whawhitai tere lava. Until next week, we'll see you again. Thank you for our faithfulness. Thank you for your prayers. And thank you for your support. We love you all. Until next time. Tō whāsui fua.